The following short documentary aims to provide a compressed yet comprehensive timeline of the main events in the sickening and extremely disturbing case of the Watts family homicide, which completely shook the nation late last year. It was a case which gripped the hearts of millions of people all over the world, and due to its immense publicity, a lot of the details regarding the case were released. All details in this documentary are taken from that detailed file, which was released to the public on November 21, 2018 by the Weld County District Attorney's Office. Monday, August 13th, 1:48 a.m. A security camera on a neighbor's home captured Shannon Watts returning from a business trip in Arizona. A friend dropped the pregnant mother of two off back at her Frederick, Colorado home. Police said Christopher Watts told them he awoke between 4 and 5 a.m. and had an emotional but civil discussion with Shannon about his wanting to separate. At 5:27 a.m., Watts was spotted backing up his truck to his garage. Police said he initially told them he had loaded tools into his vehicle and left for work at a job site near Hudson, Colorado. He told officials Shannon and his daughters were in bed when he left. Watts said his wife told him she was taking the children to her friend's house that day, but he said he didn't know the friend's name. 1:40 p.m. Frederick police were called to the Watts family home to check on Shannon after the friend who dropped her off that morning said she hadn't answered calls or texts and missed a 10 a.m. doctor appointment. Watts gave police permission to enter the home, where they found Shannon's purse on a kitchen counter and cell phone lodged between two couch cushions, but no signs of foul play, according to the affidavit. Tuesday, August 14th. At 7 a.m., Frederick police requested the assistance of the FBI and Colorado Bureau of Investigation in the search for Shannon and two daughters, Bella, 4, and Celeste, 3. The CBI issued a missing endangered alert for the three that day. Tuesday afternoon. Watts spoke with KUSA-TV, saying his family's disappearance was earth-shattering. "If somebody has her, just please bring her back," he said. "I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here." Wednesday, August 15th. Police used a drone to investigate an oil and gas site where they believed Shannon, Bella, and Celeste's bodies to be. There, they found a bed sheet matching the pattern of the pillowcases and top sheet at the Watts family home. The sheets found at the home had allegedly been thrown into a kitchen trash can. Police said they also spotted fresh movement of dirt consistent with a shallow grave near the oil tanks. On that evening, investigators discovered that Watts was allegedly having an affair with a coworker, which he had previously denied. In an interview with police, Watts allegedly said he would tell the truth after speaking with his dad. Police said Watts then told them that after telling Shannon he wanted a separation, he saw her on a baby monitor strangling Celeste in another room. He told police Bella was already blue and sprawled out on her bed, apparently dead. Watts told police he went into a rage and ultimately strangled Shannon to death. He said he loaded all three bodies onto the back seat of his work truck and took them to a work site, where he buried Shannon and dumped the children's bodies into oil tanks. At 11:30 p.m., Watts was arrested on suspicion of 3 first-degree murder charges and 3 charges of tampering with a deceased human body. Thursday, August 16th. Watts appeared in Weld County Court where he was denied bail. That same evening, Shannon's body was found in a shallow grave. Celeste and Bella's bodies were found inside oil tanks near the grave of their mother. Monday, August 20th. Watts was officially charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. 2 counts of first-degree murder for causing the death of a person under the age of 12 while being in a position of trust, 1 count of unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased body. Saturday, August 25th. An obituary posted for Shannon and her daughters revealed that the expectant mother was going to have a boy she planned to name Nico Lee. With the anticipation of her son to join them, she knew he would be loved by his sisters and family, the obituary read. Tuesday, September 4th. Watts was denied bail and forced to remain behind bars until his trial opened. He was placed on suicide watch while in jail, where he spent 23 hours a day in his cell because he was in protective custody. There, he had no access to the weights, reading material, or television. 1 hour per day, Watts was allowed to leave his cell to shower, make phone calls to his family, or to his counsel. Wednesday, October 1st. The autopsy reports for Shannon, Bella, and Celeste were completed and given to prosecutors. Weld County prosecutors, as well as the attorneys representing Watts, were given copies of the reports detailing how the pregnant mother and her 2 children were killed, a notice with the Weld County District Court said. The reports took almost 2 months to complete. Tuesday, November 6th. Watts pleaded guilty to the charges he was facing to avoid the death penalty, a decision he was reportedly furious over. Wednesday, November 14th. Watts' parents spoke out, claiming their pregnant daughter-in-law would have been more capable of murdering the little girls, all of whom their son had pleaded guilty to killing. The relationship between Shanann and Watts was very hard, Ronnie and Cindy Watts said in an interview with KMGH-TV. "You have to get to know her to be around her, put it that way," Ronnie said. The couple claimed their son was in an abusive relationship. They also claimed that Shanann isolated Watts from his family. "It was a very hard relationship with her as far as I'm concerned," Cindy said. "I couldn't do anything right." When asked if their son was capable of killing the children, Cindy instead pointed to Shanann. In a statement to the television station, the parents of Shanann said the comments made about their daughter were vicious, grotesque, and utterly false. Their false statements, however hurtful and inaccurate, will never alter the truth about Shanann, and will never alter the truth about the crimes committed by their son, Chris Watts, they said. Shannan's memory and reputation deserves to be protected, and her family is fully prepared to do so. Thursday, November 15th. Watts' mistress said she had no idea who he was and what he was capable of until it was too late. Nicole Kessinger, 30, came forward after much speculation about her identity, after an arrest affidavit revealed Watts was having an affair with an unnamed woman around the time that his wife, who was 15 weeks pregnant and 2 daughters, went missing. "He's a liar," Kessinger told the Denver Post. "He lied about everything." The Colorado native explained she and Watts, whom she described as soft-spoken and a good listener, had met at work. They started talking in June and began a physical relationship a few weeks later when Kessinger noticed he hadn't been wearing a ring and found him attractive. Watts allegedly told Kessinger he had 2 daughters, but that he and his wife were going to be getting a divorce. Kessinger claimed they saw each other up to 5 times a week, and that Watts said in July his divorce would be finalized. Then on August 13th, Watts allegedly texted her saying his family was gone. Shanann had taken their daughters on a play date and they hadn't returned, she said he told her. Kessinger said that something seemed off about Watts' story, and then she saw in the news that Shanann and the girls were missing. "I thought, if he was able to lie to me and hide something that big, what else was he lying about?" she said. She said she confronted him about his family's disappearance, and he showed little emotion during the exchange. When the bodies of Shanann and her daughters were found, Kessinger said she went to authorities. Monday, November 19th. Watts was sentenced to 5 life sentences with no possibility of parole. His sentence included punishment for other crimes, including unlawful termination of an unborn child. "I could objectively say this is perhaps the most inhumane and vicious crime that I have handled out of the thousands of cases I have seen," Judge Marcelo Kopkow, who has served as a judge for 17 years, told Watts on Monday. Nothing less than a maximum sentence would be appropriate. Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke described how Watts killed his wife and children at the sentencing hearing. Watts strangled Shanann and smothered his young children. The medical examiner's report noted Bella struggled before she died. "This man seated to my right smothered his daughter," Rourke said. "Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father snuffed out her life. She fought back for her life as her father smothered her." Shannan's family also spoke at the sentencing, providing emotional statements as Watts kept his head down and avoided eye contact. Due to the amount of details in this file, we have just used the most crucial parts of the case to produce this documentary. If you would like to look into the case further, the whole 2,000-page file is linked in the description, as well as a link to all police interviews with Chris Watts, parts of which have been used in this video. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.